Will the world ever run out of niches to claim?
Will the world ever run out of niches to claim? Definitely not. If you think about it, think about the niches they are now. Like the things that I push most people to create business around that I see opportunity are yoga and mixed martial arts, right? MMA and yoga. Let's think about that for 30 seconds. 10 years ago, nobody gave a crap about those things. MMA didn't exist, and yoga was super hippie, micro, right? So we always evolve, there's always trends, and so I don't think that is even an issue. And to the people that think that MMA is loaded with sites now, of course it is. Everything's loaded with sites now, but nobody's really become the personal brand online of MMA. There's no wine I do my wine thing. There's no MMA. I mean, yes, Sherdog, that's a good point. Sherdog has, but I think that there's still room, and there's a lot of niches out there. Sherdog for MMA we didn't even know what MMA was 10 years ago, and now Sherdog's crushing it. So I think there's a lot to pay attention to with that.
Do you believe the smaller the niche, the less amount of money you can make because your audience is smaller?
Do I believe the smaller the niche, the less amount of money? Well, I think it's interesting. I'm more of a marathon runner, right? So I think that you can grow with, I really think you can grow with your niche. I mean, wine was much smaller 15 years ago when I got into wine than it is today. Again, mixed martial arts, just gonna stick on it for a second. 7 years ago, much smaller, but if you owned it and grew with it, you could be the big dog as the niche grows. So I would pick a niche that would be a little fresher, a little bit more new, and have more upside.
But it has to connect with your passion at the same time. That's the trick.
That's the only game, because if you don't love it like you're gonna bleed out of your freaking eyeballs, love it, then you can't put in the 16 hours a day that it takes to really build a real business. All these people that think you can make money or build businesses 4 hours a day, are not paying attention. You can start off with 4 hours a day, but eventually you have to quit your other job so you can do your passion full time.
So what are the top 3 drawbacks to waiting another year to get in this game?
What are the top 3 drawbacks for waiting for another year in the game?
So waiting another year to start a blog, to be on Twitter and all this, to really get involved and engaged in the community.
I mean, all you're doing is creating more opportunity for other people to come in and take your stuff, right? So the longer you wait, the less likely you are to be the dominant player in that space. Waiting to get going is a huge mistake. Waiting because you've got patience is really important.
So how do you and AJ best work together and support each other with Vaynermedia? How did that all come together?
AJ and I have worked together since he was like 13 and doing eBay and different things like that. So I think that we figured out how to work together a long time ago, and I think we work together because we're different. We balance each other out in a lot of ways, but we're very similar as well. We're brothers. We love each other. Money's bullshit.
Okay. Why didn't you use this is the question I asked you when you were in Boston. So why didn't you use the Wine Library TV platform to aggressively sell wine when you first started out?
Because that's a short game, right? Selling extra cases of wine because of Wine Library TV would have been short-sighted, would have been small cash, would have never given me what I wanted, and so I would have been exposed. My true intentions would have been easily seen, and it just had no upside. It's not how I'm built. I'm not here to hit singles. I want to build big businesses and create huge opportunity for myself and my family, and that's what I'm focused on.
What do you recommend current employed workers do to add more value to their jobs? So these are people who are not entrepreneurs, who are working for companies who want to become vice presidents at some point.
They have to play politics, man. It's not about doing smart shit. That's the corporate world, right? It's all about playing the politics and knowing how to climb the corporate ladder. Corporate ladders are not built for successful, awesome ideas. Corporate ladders are built through politics and maneuvering and understanding how to play that game. It's like school, right? School is not necessarily going to be a game that people that are successful. I mean, I was a terrible student. I didn't want to play that game. So I think that within a corporation, you have to understand how the game is played. And if you want to be a VP, figure it out politically, not by giving results. That's only one part of it. Of course, you're going to need that, but it's definitely not the essence of what gets you there.
Okay, last question. If you chose to be a TV star, like, Rachel Ray, and stopped your video blog, how might your life be different?
Well, I would never stop.
I give you a curveball.
I think that a lot of people who know some of the behind-the-scenes stuff with me, that anything that's ever been negotiated for me to go on TV was always with the blog would have to still live. I'd never, leave that platform. But if I've decided to go, to TV, I would have definitely, be in a different place, right, Dan? I mean, more people would know who I was. I'd be much more recognized. I'd probably have to be far less entrepreneurial. I'd have to watch my back more, take care of the big company and not say things like drop F-bombs and keynotes. It would be a much more controlled life. There's no financial upside big enough for me not to do what I want. I want to love the process, and that's what I'm obsessed with.
But even if you were like this mainstream media person on the Food Network, don't you feel like the brand you built, even if you were only on for like a year or two, would be so substantial that it could support it would attract enough viewers to your video blog, and it would just help out in all these new connections and all these ways you'd be able to promote more things like upcoming books and everything?
Yeah, I think there would, but there's a cost to that, right?
Yeah.
They don't sign 1-year deals. They want me for 5 years. Do you know what the world's going to look like in 5 years?
I don't think they do. Well, they get in trouble in 5 years.
They don't. I mean, listen, you know what's so funny? These executives, they know what's going on. Last night I had dinner with Peter Chertoff, the former CEO of News Corp, right? He knows where it's going. I mean, it's going to be 3 to 5 more years of okay-ish, then 5 years of chaos, and 10 years from now, cable television is dead.
Cool. Okay.
I'd rather be a pioneer and somebody involved in this growth than go for the short cash-in online. Plus, I feel like I'm going to get the exposure I want through this, Don't forget, I also don't want to be a television star. And that is important to understand as well. I'm not looking to be a star on the Walk of Fame. I want to buy the New York Jets.
So it's more about your career goals. That's really what it comes down to.
My career goals. I want to buy the friggin' Jets. That's it. It's not, how I get there is kind of, is irrelevant as long as it's done with respect and pride to my family.